Okay, so one of the issues though I do have with putting a Kerbal up there is that it's in a polar orbit. My space plane has no hope of getting into a polar orbit about Kerbin. Absolutely none. That space plane you've seen for the last little while. And although I have Jeb and Bill in a station, well, ooh, that might work. Oh, now, okay, there, I could get a space plane to, I could get something to Jeb and Bill. Jeb and Bill do have a craft that has about a couple of kilometers of delta V on it. It might be able to get there. Oh, okay, let's see what I got for vessels. This is it. So the two plans are going to be to send up a little probe up to my space station where Jeb and Bill are. They can take the Nerve 1, which has about a couple of kilometers of delta V on it, and that should be enough to kind of get it up into that polar orbit, I think. I'm a little nervous about it. We'll see. Or I could send up one of my really old crafts. And this was like a long... This is going to be just something with... I have no idea what I have. What do I got for... I name them always after engines. I got the Terrier 1A3. Oh my god, I'm nervous about this. I don't know if I want to send somebody up in this thing. So, yikes. So this, believe it or not, is what I had. It can hold 2 Kerbals. So that is one option. Do I have a better option? Do I have a better option? What else do I got for vehicles? So that's this vehicle. I'm not sure I have something better. What? Oh, I got the Puff 2. Ooh, the Puff 2. The Puff 2 is a little tiny space plane like this. Ooh, that can hold up to 6 Kerbals. That's a thought. Oh, now I'm getting excited. I got a Pug 1A3. That doesn't sound encouraging. Oh, look at that. The Pug 1A3 can hold up to 4 Kerbals? No, only 2 Kerbals. Oh, that's older. That's older. Okay, let's go. What else? What other options do I have? My vessels that I put Kerbals in are always named after the engines, so that's how I can tell. What on earth is the Kerbal 1? That must be a lander of some kind. Oh my gosh, look at this thing. Oh yeah, it's and that would be inappropriate. That would be inappropriate. Okay, so here are my options. I've got the Puff 2. So the Puff 2 has a total of 4,137 meters per second of delta V, which should be enough. And then I have the Terrier something something something. Terrier 1-A3. Ooh, this is more. And this will be able to, like the Puff 2 would have to come back to the runway. This can clearly land wherever. It does have parachutes on it. Okay. So what I'm thinking, I think this is the way to do it. This will get me into less trouble too. Is there an inventory slots in here? There are. There is one inventory slot here. I can do this from the cargo. I really only have one inventory slot. Not a lot. Okay, so we can put an antenna in there, right? Yeah, that works. And I could... I'm thinking of upping the storage capacity. It needs another... So... we shall take Valentina's EVA pack away. put a probe to... It won't work. Okay, shoot. Why is it only... Oh, there's only the one... I got to stick a storage thing on the side. Okay, let me think about this. I don't want to take both of them. I could take their parachutes away. No, I'm not going to... No, let's not get stupid. Let's look at this cargo. I got... What's my lowest mass cargo container I got? I got this guy for a cargo container. If I stick... It's not expanding. Where's the thing? Fairing expansion mouse over. Yeah, why weren't you expanding before? It's just it's just because of that. Okay, so I do have this cargo container. I can sneak that right in there. That gives me more cargo capacity. We can give Valentina back her EVA pack. She probably likes that. I was almost on the verge of taking away... But now I got room for the antenna, and I should have room for that little octo, right? No. Oh, look at that. Okay, so if I put that there... Haha, there we go. And the reason why... Can I not adjust its properties from here? Shoot. This is just temporary. I want to... up the storage capacity. This is basically giving them an 80 megabyte hard drive for storing data. So I'm going to stick that there. That can go back on. We'll definitely check our staging. So I'm thinking there's still 4463 total delta V meters here. Delta V meters is a word. The staging can't be right. Why is that launch thrust weight so pitiful? That sure as heck can't be right. Like, this thing wouldn't get off the ground. How would I... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong... Oh my gosh. Don't worry about me. Okay, so there. I'm just checking staging. And then we got ants and terrier in there, and then that is for staging. No, that's not right. That needs to go together. That needs to go together. This. I am so... Oh, I think I know what's going on. I think I got it in action groups 5. Launch escape systems deployed with an action group. Okay, so that's why I took it. That's why it's... Yeah, that's making sense now why I didn't worry about where that was in the staging. I think this will be good. Okay, we're going to tweak up the TWR here just a little bit. Just like that. Nope, that's a little too much. There. All right, I'm thinking I'm gonna send these folks here. Now, who's gonna be my pilots here? I'm gonna need an engineer. I'm looking for an engineer I haven't used in a little bit. Joe O. Kerman, you're doing this. Valentina, you've been used a fair amount. Let's pick a pilot, and our pilot is going to be Javier O. Kerman. There we go. That is going to be our crew. So, what we need to do is, let's save this. Yeah, this is a poor man's Soyuz is what this is. I'm seeing that in the chat. If I go to the tracking station, because we're going into a polar orbit, and because we got a rendezvous with the station, we have to launch when the KSC is underneath, or not a station, with a probe. So let's turn off the relays, turn on these probes. What we're interested in is Munar Maps. Oh no, Kerbal Mapsat. That's this one. So what we need to do is launch when we are under this orbit. So where is the KSC? I'm going to just time warp a little bit so we're just not doing this time warping while we're on the pad. And it looks like, well, we'll be at night for a little bit, it looks like. doesn't it? Or we can go all the way around to the other side. Let's go all the way around to the other side. We don't want to... We're going to launch in the day. So we're going to come all the way around here to the other side. Alright, we're going to get our Kerbals in there. Okay, exit out of here. This vessel has flown many times before. It's just been a little while. That's all. That's all. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be good. Oh my gosh, bravos. That is going without comment. Okay, let's just check this one more time. So our crew is Javier and Joe. Our cargo is in place. We're going to install our hard drive and a new antenna. And Joe is an engineer, right? Because that would be a really dumb mistake to make. No. So we're going to do this. Let's do this. And it's two of our least valuable Kerbals, too. I shouldn't say that out loud. Alright, so we are ready to go here on this beautiful morning, and we are targeting you, my friend, right there. And so we're going to launch when we are underneath this orbit. We're getting pretty close. We also have to pay attention to the fact that the satellite is on its way north, so we are launching to the north as well. That would be a really, really bad mistake to make. And I'm not so much concerned where the satellite is going to be positioned. We'll figure that out once we're in orbit. And we do want to launch a little bit early because it's going to take us a couple of minutes to get up there. Maybe a little. There's no science to how much early to do. I'm going to do it a little more. There we go. We're going to do this. Okay, so we're going to run our launch script. We're going into a 90 kilometer orbit, 90 degree inclination, 80 kilometer parking orbit, normal orientation, and we're gonna go. Okie dokie, here we go. And we have not seen this thing fly for a long time, and that is a first. Okay, see, that's a first good step. We are going up. And things are good. I think the staging should all be good. It says with great confidence. This does have an abort system built right into the script that if this thing loses control, it should be ejecting these Kerbals. Notice the escape tower at the top for safety, because I value my Kerbals. Oh, Javier! Oh no! Javier is actually in the chat. I told you I shouldn't have said that out loud. You never know who's in the room. Oh dear. Okay, how are we doing here? We're doing well, I think. Our valued pilot, Javier. Joe, not so much. Okay. Yeah, I was talking about the script. I'm being asked again about the KOS script. I talked about them earlier in the stream and showed a little bit about it, but you have to... You write the program, is really what it is. So it's a programming environment for KSP. If you really want just automated launches and all that stuff, the thing to do is to use McJeb. Now this thing should... I've yet to have the staging work right, but there's the KOS little thingy, so it should do the staging on its own. Okay. Put this back on these guys so we can track their health and everything. Notice this vessel has like a month of supplies. Holy cannoli. Could leave them up there for a while. I might have built it back, when you get those contracts, leave a Kerbal up for so many days and all that kind of stuff, so you just fire them in a capsule and leave them up there for a while before you have a station. So that might be why it has so many supplies. As opposed to now, my orbiters tend to be more just kind of you know, they go from the surface up to a station. That's their whole job. They don't actually go up to work so much. So I think this was a good choice. This was a good choice for what we're doing here. Okay, so at 50 kilometer altitude, we should be losing the fairing and our escape system. There we go. Oh, I don't... Oh, that's... Oh! Okay, again, it didn't stay. I gotta figure that out, why that's not staging. I think sometimes, you know how you sometimes get those, like, double stages? I think that's what's happening. I think the KOS is firing off a staging event, but then I gotta stage twice. And I don't quite know why. I've never quite figured out why that happens sometimes and doesn't happen other times. Anyway, we're off here. We got little, what's this, a Terrier on the back, and then just for a little bit of extra thrust, I have a trio of Ant engines. It's nice with these crewed spacecraft as well to have backup engines, because if the engine somehow fails, which can happen with Kerbalism, you have backup engines so you can at least deorbit them and get them back down to the surface. I like this thing. The memories of it are coming back to me. It's making me feel good. I like that it looks like a dumbbell. That, you know, the sort of shape of this echoes the shape of that. I like it. Okay, how are we doing here? We are apoapsis of 63 kilometers and climbing. Still a little ways to go. Check our orbit here. Should be... I launched a little early, maybe? Maybe a little early. We'll see. We'll see once we're in our final orbit. Well, you're very welcome. I'm glad my videos help. Okay, engine has cut off. Still got 1,500 meters per second left in this thing. Why? I'm trying to remember why I built something so beefy. This must have been more than just like, let's get into orbit. This must be a thing that I used to maybe fly around the moon, or I don't know. It just seems pretty extreme. And I'm noticing it does have RCS thrusters. That's a good thing. That's going to really help when we get when we have to navigate close to the satellite. I should have really looked for that before, but I'm glad to see them now. Okay, what do we got? Still 3 minutes to the burn. Let's get to that. How do I get the voices of the Kerbals? The Kerbal voices are coming from a mod called Chatterer. Yeah, it really adds a lot of atmosphere getting the little Kerbals to chat away on you like that. Okay, so we are going in for our final our insertion here. Some nice glowy lights below us. A little bit of an artificial line here at the Terminator, but oh well. Can't get everything. Okay, burn complete. What's our orbit? Our orbit sucks. That's your orbit? Really? Jeepers creepers. I don't know why it made such a bad orbit. Let's just do a little more here. There we go. That's a terrible orbit. I'm gonna... Oh, it shut down those ends. Oh, I think I know what happened. Okay. Or maybe I don't. I don't know. I assume I had something automatically shut off these engines and keep them in reserve. Must have been some sort of a plan that I no longer understand, or some sort of a design feature. But in the meantime, let's orient this a little bit better for the solar panels. And let's think about getting ourselves out to our satellite here. So here, let's turn off extraneous details. Hey, that's not bad as far as the orbit goes. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. I think I just hit the time warpy button by mistake somehow. Never had that happen before. That was weird. I think I put the node down and then clicked by mistake, the warp to node button. I can't say I've ever had that happen before. Okay, this is going to work out okay. Can already tell. Look at that. Okay, let's see if we can tweak that in a little bit. I went past it. Keep both of these visible. Oh, I probably have a bit of an inclination difference. That's why I'm getting the difference. Yeah, that is exactly why I'm getting the difference. I might not be able to get it as close as I would normally like. I saw 5.3, 4.7. We'll have to fix this up, but I think I have a slight inclination difference. It's a little hard to get the camera there. That is responsible for a little bit of that difference, but heck, we got like almost 1.5 kilometers per second of delta V. I don't think we have an issue when it comes to getting around with this thing, so I'm not worried about it. So let's just get this done. Why did you stop the time warp? Here, I'm gonna get rid of this. You no more. Why does it keep stopping? Oh, we got batteries. Oh my god. Mooner map sat bat. Oh, my bad. I did not make any adjustments to the batteries on the mapping satellite. I calculated how many batteries I would need for the satellite around Kerbin, but just kind of did the same thing for the for the satellite around the moon, and I maybe should have worked those out too. So it might not have batteries to make it through the night. Well, maybe I'll be sending some Kerbals out that way and putting some more batteries on it, but one thing at a time. This is going to be our mission for today. Okay. So I'm just getting ready. I'm going to start to burn a little early and just not go to full thrust. About now. Just keep this locked to prograde. You can do that. You're a good boy. Okay, I'm looking at that second intercept. We'll use a little RCS. Oh, and maybe overcook this a bit. Okay, I got 4.8 kilometers separation. My monoprop position situation. Oh my god, I should have plenty of monoprop. That shouldn't be an issue. Everything I do not know about this vessel is going to come back and bite me in the back end. I know it. Okay, so what I want to do is see if I can lower this separation a little bit with another maneuver about here-ish. So there should be, just see if I go this way. Oh, I'm going to have to give more. That makes it worse. That way's making it better. It's just a little maneuver here. Be a little radial. Little radial, mostly normal. I'm already at 0.1. There we go, 0 kilometers like that. So there was just a little bit of an inclination difference that's even difficult to see. Am I speaking about bread? Okay, I'm going to F5 again. Let's get to... Yeah, let's reduce the throttle here. Do this burn. Thankfully, I've got a high-end engine with a lot of ignitions on it, so that's good to see. I do think about some things. Okay, maneuver. Maneuver. And I do not know what the shielding's like on this. What? I just got a radiation warning. The HAB radiation is exactly the same as the environmental radiation, which tells me this thing has 0 shielding. Okay, so we're not going to stay up in space for too long. It's all good. It's all good. Oh, I'm noticing on target already. Because, of course, the magnetic fields all dips in at the pole, so we're going to keep going in and out of these magnetic fields in our polar orbit. Okay. And again, this is just about reducing... Let's just get started. Just about reducing that intercept distance. A little bit of a normal correction here. And I got it. It was like 0.0. Finish this off with some RCS. Okay, 113 meters. I'm more than happy with that. Okay, and we're going to be there in 9 minutes. Okay, where is it? There you are. Still 32 kilometers away, so no rush. Done very little orbital construction. I'm getting that dumb glitch where this gets messed up when you time warp. Very, very annoying. Okay. Let's reduce a lot of this velocity here. Some funkiness with the Navball as we come over the poles. We have a high encounter speed, so I'm just getting that down nice and low. Looking at my time. One of the common comments I get from people are people that really struggle with this part of it and end up getting too far away from their target. And the key here is watching this distance. I'm noticing the distance here was getting up, so I'm going to stop. And see if just burning... I'm going to turn up this thrust here a bit more too. See if just burning in a different direction can get that to go down. Yep, that's getting it to go down. So keep an eye on this distance to target, like their closest approach distance. And keep an eye on this time. And make sure neither of those get up too high. And in Kerbalism, I do have to watch ignitions, but this thing has lots of ignitions, so I should be fine. Lots of ignitions, even with backup engines, so I should be fine that way. How far away are we at? I can't see it in the clouds. 2.4 kilometers. Okay. Reduce some more of this speed. Keeping the distance, this time too, really close. Yeah. I do have trouble with the chats, especially when I'm concentrating on something like what I'm doing right now. So if I miss things in the chat, I do apologize. But sometimes I gotta think about what I'm doing here. Okay, we're coming in close. My day is going great, Kurt. I saw that earlier. Okay, let's see. And there is our Lamoid satellite. We're 16 seconds away now. I should really have... I gotta be a little careful here because I can't, your exhaust can't, oh, I got it within RCS distance now. That's cool. Your exhaust can't end up blowing this thing away. I have done that trick before too. So I'm just gonna snuggle in nice and close, and then we're gonna get Joe out. Joe's gonna see what he can do about improving this satellite. Don't want to come too close. Don't want to end up bumping into it. Hello there, satellite, who the engineers messed up, and now we have to come out here and fix it. Because certain people on the ground just can't seem to do their jobs right. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to bring this to a relative stop. I think... You know what? I think I really need to be close because I don't know if Joe can get the antenna into his inventory. Where's that? So I'm going to roll this craft so that the cargo container is pointing at the satellite right there. See that? You know what would have been a good thing to have too? Would be... a good thing to have put on here would have been a little ladder part to give Joe something to hang on to. Where's the hatch? Oh, the hatch is on this side too, so at least that's something that seems like I might have thought about that, even though I didn't. Just want to get in nice and close. Okay, let's, not that one, that one. Okay, I think that's pretty good. All right, inventory. Let's get into here. Let's get... And Joe, who's our engineer, right? Yep. So we're going to take the satellite, put that in for the parachute. It won't let me do that. That's exactly what I was worried about. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to EVA. Here, let's open this up. Inventory. Let's put his parachute into here. EVA. I think we're going to bump into it any second now. And we're going to grab this. We're going to see if we can... Can he get... Oh, no, we got to go into... Silly. Did it do buildy mode? That's this one. Yes. There we go. So I don't need these. You just grab this, and it's just like in the VAB. Look at that! That's in. That's on. That's on. That's on. Can you do the same with this? No, there's nowhere to stick it. You can rotate it just like you do with the VAB. There. You don't need an engine no more? Okay. Get back inside here. Board. Okay, Can we get away, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away? Okay. Okay, I think he got them on there. Let's switch over to the satellite. So I ended up sticking that probe body just over the engine, so it'll never ever fly again. But we can extend this antenna, and that should dramatically increase our data transmission capabilities. We're now transmitting at 305 bytes per second. I have no idea what we were transmitting at before. I didn't pay any attention. Can we retract these? And retract this one. And it still says 305. I think I made things better. We'll find out soon enough. We'll extend these again. It really doesn't matter. I was just seeing if it... I think the speed is just based upon what's the fastest antenna, which is this one. And then this guy should just act as a hard drive. We should now have... oh, well, look, the data size is it's at 100. 100% of the hard drive space is available. I think we did good. I think we did good. Is this still running? Oh, I think we did really good. I think we did good, boys. I think we got it. I think we have ourselves a much better functioning satellite. All right, let's get them down to the surface. That's all there is to it. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Now, I don't think I'm going to be going near the KSC. No, I am not. But this thing really, really does need... Here, what we're going to do... We're going to put ourselves in a different orbit than this thing. This thing's done. Orbit. There we go. I'm going to just lower my... That should be fine. Let's move this way a bit. A resource is stopped. The resource is stopped. Resource survey stopped. Thank you. There we go. I saw that in the chat. So the resource survey is stopped. Maybe I shouldn't be blowing out of here so quick. Look at data. So it's transmitting it. This is still at 100. I consider that to be encouraging. It must have stopped at some earlier time. Okay, we'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. I just want to deal with these folks. So what I want to do is just get my periapsis down to 80. Oh, we can watch it from here anyway. Just I'll show you what I mean. If we go to here... I'm just watching two things at the same time, which is always dangerous. There we go. If we Kerbin maps that there, and I watch the data, we can now do some time warping. And what I'm really looking at is this 100% available business. And as we time warp towards our periapsis, I'm hoping that stays at 100. See how that's staying at 100 now? So it's transmitting it quick enough. I'm happy with that. I am very happy with that. Yeah, I think we fixed it. We fixed it. Now what I do think is in trouble is I think my moon one is in trouble. I saw some sort of a warning come up, but I think its batteries are now... No, the batteries are at 24%. That's not a good sign. I only got 3 minutes of battery life left in this thing because it's now in the night side. Okay, so we'll probably at some point be sending Kerbals out to get that too. Because I'm a doofus. I should get into the automations for this. Let's just fix this real quick. So this is if the power gets low, we're going to turn off the experiments. And then when the power comes back on, we're going to turn back on the experiments. Because I'm an idiot. What else is new? Okay, back to you. Okay, retrograde. We'll circularize down here. Yeah, it spends way more time in the dark around the moon because it's going slower than it does around Kerbin. And I should have thought of that, but I didn't. Because before the stream, I worked out what batteries I needed for Kerbin and then didn't bother working it out for the moon. And I should have, but I didn't. No excuses. Just dumb. Okay. So, this is just making this 80 by 80-ish. And now we got to think about getting these folks down. Now, because of the shape of this thing, it is... Oh, it's the roundy cat. Yeah, I still want to put it down in the water. The last thing I want is for this thing to end up on a hill. And... yeah. So, right now, I'm just going to time warp a little bit. Too much of my orbit's over land where we are right now. So we're going to time warp a bit. These folks should be fine. I prefer not to come down at the night, but I'm looking like that might be distinctly in the cards. You know what? We can come down here. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I was thinking about time warping till the KSC came nearby, but then I'm going to be at night. I don't want to do that at night, but I've got a great big expanse of ocean coming up here. This is a good thing to go for. Here we go. We'll even put on trajectories, even though it won't give you a very yeah, we'll put on trajectories anyway. We're going to come down retrograde. We'll use trajectories to give us an approximation of where we'll end up coming down, but it doesn't give a very good approximation because we still have the whole service module attached to it. But as long as I end up in the middle of the ocean, everything's going to be fine. We will likely come short of that. Let's go a little, let's come, yeah. It'll not carry as far once we lose the service module. So if I come down just to about here, I'm happy with that. That's good. That's good. That can come off, 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 dump, dump, dump. Okay. Last stage. Coming down in this dusty old craft. Okay. Okay, it's gonna eject our service module out that way. And oh yeah, there's no okay, SAS off. There are no reaction wheels in this. Parachutes are armed. It should orient itself naturally in towards the retrograde. So we come over a pole here or something. Oh, yeah, it's all ice below us. Look at that. An Arctic descent. No more electricity in the Octo 2 Lunar Mapper because I didn't put enough batteries. Well, someday we'll have Kerbals in a polar orbit, in a station, about the moon, and then it should be pretty trivial to get them to put some batteries on it. So Deep Space is saying one of the Kerbals has his name. I don't know which Kerbal you're referring to. Both of the Kerbals, other than the Core 4, I name my Kerbals after Patreons and YouTube members. So that's where these names are coming from. So if you ever, when you see these names that are distinctly not Kerbal names, that's what's going on with that. But you know, this is looking like a pretty spectacular message or mission. What happened? These folks are on their way back after successfully upgrading our mapping satellite, putting on a new antenna and putting on a new hard drive. So that it seems to have very little trouble doing the job it was designed to do. These folks are landing down in the water as is intended. I think everything is looking pretty good. And fully deployed. Well, yeah, we dusted off this old craft. I have no idea when was the last time it flew, but it seems to have done its job. So really, really, really can't complain. I love the way, you see how there's like the, hope people can see this on their screens too, but the lights, now that we're in the atmosphere, you can actually see them like flashlights. It's great. Sending very slowly. Alright, and you know what? I think with that successful mission, we didn't plan on having any Kerbals, but we ended up with Kerbals in our game nonetheless. But that's going to have me drawing this stream to a close.